The clip I'm about to show you is very concerning and really just baffling. Mike Winger says that he does not know whether a Christian can lose their salvation or not. And this is huge. I mean, this isn't some trivial issue like whether churches should have coffee in the lobby or not. This is an issue regarding salvation. So this is incredibly important.
Brother Dave has a question. He says, once someone is born again, can they lose their salvation due to bad behavior? Brother Dave, this is a question I've received a lot, and I understand it, especially coming from new believers. But I get this question all the time, which is a question of, can a person lose their salvation, and then fill in the blank for the reason that you give there. And on this question, kind of like the Genesis one, I'm not confident in my answer on this question. And
did they lose their salvation? Like, what's the story with these soils? This is something that I think about, and I think others think about, and I don't have the perfect answer for you. I'm just going to give you a few thoughts as you're trying to work through this. The first soil, were they saved? No. They clearly rejected the gospel itself, the word. They rejected it. They're clearly not saved. The second soil is, in Mark, you read about it, and it doesn't seem like it's pushing that they were saved. They heard it, they received it with joy, but we're not sure if that means that they were saved or if they just received it with joy. Luke says it a little bit different. In Luke chapter 8, verse 12, it says that those beside the road are those who've heard, then the devil comes and takes away the word from their heart. I'm backing up. I'm talking about the first soil. But look at what it says. So that they will not believe and be saved. So in Luke, when the seed's taken away from the first soil, it's so that they will not what? Believe and be saved. This implies that the belief is related to salvation. Then in verse 13, the next verse, it says this about the second soil. Those on the rocky soil are those who, when they hear the word, or when they hear, receive the word with joy, and these have no firm root. They believe for a while, and in a time of temptation fall away. That's interesting. Is it saying they lost their salvation? I don't know. And I'm not sure if that's the point of what's going on in the parable, is to even answer this question for us. They certainly appeared to be saved and then fell away. I think we can all agree there. And we all know people like this who appeared to be saved and then now they're not walking with Christ. And you're like, okay, we can all affirm they appeared to be saved. But were they really, really saved? I don't know, but there's the information from Luke. That's kind of the pivotal passage that I think people would bring up, is Luke seems to imply that belief brings salvation, and he says they believe for a while. So what's going on here? And I personally am not 100% sure. The third soil, they may well just be unfruitful and actually saved. And, 1 Corinthians talks about our fruit will be tested, and yet even if the fruit is burned up, the works are burned up, yet he is saved. The person's still saved. It's 1 Corinthians. So this may actually be talking about a Christian who's just not bearing fruit in their life, which may be the case. It doesn't seem clear, though, either. So I'm kind of leaning towards thinking that this parable isn't really meant to weigh in on the issue of can people lose their salvation, personally. The fourth, are they saved? Well, yes, obviously. It's like, obviously. So first and fourth, obviously not saved, obviously saved. Second and third are a little bit tricky, in my opinion. And my conclusion personally is, I don't know.
Listen, I love Mike's work, but this makes absolutely zero sense that somebody this high caliber wouldn't know about an issue regarding salvation like this.